So Tommy Fleetwood's just won with a right mixed bag of clubs, so I thought it might be just the perfect time to do my own what's in the bag. Also, I'm going to have a little nip out onto the fourth hole just to see how the green staff are getting on with the new works there, and lots more as well. That was absolutely shocking. Keep watching. That was absolutely shocking. Nothing that Twist Face could have done for that shot. But yeah, like I said, Tommy Fleetwood wins over the weekend. Great to see him back in the winning circle, but he's out of contract with a club manufacturer and he's using a mixed bag of clubs. I just thought, well, you know, what are you using in your bag? Comment below. Tell me what's going on. Are you sticking to just one brand, or have you got a bit of a mixed bag going on? Why are you using the clubs that you're using? So I thought, well, I'll go through my bag this morning, have a little look and tell you what I'm using and why. First of all, we've got the driver. You saw me hit that absolutely shocking a minute ago. Why am I using this? Well, the shaft itself, it's a Pro Force V2. It's bright yellow. That's why I chose it. And then I adapted my game to suit it. Simple as that. The loft is 9 degrees. I do promote custom fitting, and yeah, sure enough, I went through a nice fitting process with it, found some great numbers, but I also like the fact it was bright yellow. I've got the weight set sort of quite low spinning on the sole of the club. Again, for me, I don't hit the ball that far, so I want to get the ball running as much as possible. Sometimes my weights are that low spinning, or the club is that low spinning, that the ball doesn't stay in the air long enough, and it trots well. It's sneaky long, but it's not that accurate, so just be careful if you're going for low spin. When we're custom fitting, I'm always looking for around about 2,000, 2,200 spin rate. If you're getting something with like that with your driver, then great, happy days. If you're not, if you're in the 1500s, just be very careful, because the ball's going to come out of the air a bit too soon, and also you're going to lose a bit of accuracy. 108 club head speed on that one, so my gym work has been working, definitely. Let's see if we can get one out of the middle of the club. That felt a little bit better, just lost my balance a little bit. So that is my driver. Carry distance on this one, 250, running out to 260 something there. Well, moving on, my 3-wood, it's the M5 3-wood, it's titanium. I've just put the same shaft in it as my driver, and the reason I've gone with this club as my 3-wood, purely because it is a 14 degree, it's a strong, and I can use it as a second driver if I'm not hitting that so well. So that is my backup plan. Rarely use this off the deck, to be honest. There's not many times I'll be on a par 4 thinking I need a 3-wood to get there, a par 5 taking it on with my 3-wood. This isn't the club to do that. It's not high enough launching. If I was to use it as that second driver, let's just see how far it is behind the driver. So good hit. Again, just losing my balance a little bit. Okay, so carry distance on that one, 218, 219, running out at 231. So yeah, if I get hold of it and give it a good nice hit, then I can get it up a little bit further. But that was a pretty standard golf shot for me with 3-wood. Next club down for me is the gapper. This is my 3 high gapper. Basically, the reason I chose this club was more the fact that I'm not really a fan of a 3 or 4 iron, and with a 3 high, get this around about 220, 230 yards. Let's see what this is going to do. Again, nice little rakey draw there. I'm getting a few of these off the toe. Let's give one more. Yeah, I'm aiming for around about the 220 yards, so we've got 260, 270 with the driver sometimes, 230 to 250 with the 3-wood, depending, 220 maybe with this bad boy. That was a better hit. And again, nice little draw there, giving me the yardage I'm looking for. But the reason I've got that club in my bag is to give me a bit of utility, really. Fairway, second shot on long par 4s, certainly on par 5s. Bad lies, the gapper high. This is a tailor-made club. Certainly heavy head. Sits really nicely behind the ball. Got the speed of shaft in it, the evolution, in a stiff flex. Again, just like the way it feels. A lot of my personal custom fitting for myself is about feel more than anything. As long as the numbers match and stack up, then the club has to look and feel right. I'll just give this one more go. That was a better hit. So we like that one. Okay, moving on to my irons. TaylorMade P790, the black edition iron with, this is the Dynamic Gold 105 S300 shaft. It is a steel shaft, it's just painted black. Again, P790s for us this year have been one of the best performing clubs. Again, I don't get to play too much. Being the club professional, or being the head professional here at St Anne's Old Links, obviously lots of responsibilities and duties, do a lot of coaching. Also, I own the driving range down at Lytham Golf Academy. We've got a great team that manage that down there. But, you know, I'm not just a club pro now, I'm a businessman as well, and it kind of takes a lot of time up away from playing golf. Young family as well, so if I do get any spare time, you know, they are my priority, Harry and Charlie and Rebecca. So I thought, well, when I'm playing with equipment, I may as well get something that's easy to use, and that is what these are. So I've got 4, 5, 6 iron here. Just going to give the 6 iron a bash because I don't really fancy it in the 4 iron, to be honest, right now. And the 6 iron with these clubs, with a good hit, I can get up to that 190 mark. So again, you think about what my hybrid does, my rescue, my gap, if you like, 220, 230. Don't really need the 4 iron and get that 210, 215, but I'm going to make a mess of it more often than not. 5 iron around the 200 yard marker. This 6 iron with a good solid hit. That's a nice strike. That's going to be somewhere near the 190, I promise you. So carrying at 187, that's 200 yards. So maybe it's just crept on a little bit long with that slight draw there as well. But a 200 yard 6 iron, you know, I've got to kind of question why I've got this 4 and 5 in the bag, to be fair. And make sure you do this yourself. Do a bit of gapping on your equipment and understand what clubs you've got in your bag and why. We had a lady member in here yesterday and she's got a 6 hybrid, a 5 hybrid with the same loft as a 6 hybrid, so they do the same thing, the same shaft length as well. A 6 iron, I mean, she's got 3 6 clubs and pretty much they all did the same thing, they all did the same yardage, so you've got to be careful, got to look out for what your set makeup is as well. 7 iron, 8 iron, 9 iron, again, all in the P790s. We'll have a whack with the 9 iron. Just easy to use and forgiving. The only one downside to these, they do come off a little bit hot, like you've just seen that 6 iron went a bit far. This 9 irons are probably a 140 club for me, which a 149 iron, I mean, back in the day I used to hit me 7 iron 140, that's just the nature of the clubs. That's carried 140 comfortably, run out a lot longer than that as well. It just means the wedge, you've got to be careful because your wedge is strong. So if I get this flying well 130 in the air comfortably, again, when I'm talking about my short irons, it's all about in the air, the carry distance. Be careful with that. When you do get gapped through equipment, make sure you're being gapped correctly on carry rather than run out, because if you think you hit your 750 yards but that's your total distance, it's probably carrying about 140. If that bunker's 145, you're going to be in the bunker. Let's see how far this wedge goes. And you know, a wedge isn't about power, it's about accuracy. That wasn't too bad. Carry distance on this, yeah, 1, 2, 3 that time, so I managed to get it spinning a little bit more. For the P790, as far as a good looking forgiving club to use, great, nice and easy. Just be careful, make sure you're getting those yardages right. And my wedges, these are the most important clubs in my bag. I feel as though personally I'm a short game specialist, as you've seen some of them strikes with the longer stuff, not that impressive. So yeah, 50, 54, 58, and that is gapped. My 50's a 110 club, my 54's a 100, and my 58's a 90, and that's flat out. That's as hard as I'll hit them, and then I work on all the yardages in between. So I'll just have a little go with my 54 now. And I would say the reason I've gone with the obviously the high toe wedges here, for me you get a little bit more forgiveness around the blade. If I'm playing a little cut shot, I kind of fiddle the ball around a bit. If I'm playing a cut shot, come across it, just means there's more blade to hit that ball with. The same in bunkers as well. So this is my 54. So it's a 100 yard carry, but I'm going to hit this one at 3/4. Okay, there's a nice smooth little swing. Again, I like the feel of these. They look good behind the ball. And that was 87 in the air, finishing at 92. Took a little bit off it, as you can see, and I think that's really important when you're playing wedges. Don't just have a set yardage with them. Find what your max is and your minimum is with your wedges, and then hit all the yardages in between. Spend a lot of time on that. If you want to improve your scores on a golf course, improve your handicap, reduce your handicap, the best way to do it is improving them 100 yards and in shots. We can help you do that obviously here, and so can the team down at Lytham Golf Academy. So that's the wedges. Last but not least, it's my putter. What am I using to putt with at the minute? Well, again, if you follow the channel, you see my putting's not actually that brilliant. What do I do well? Don't know. But this is the Spider X putter, this year's putter. This is the putter I seem to have held most putts with. Slight toe hang, and that's because I do have a little bit of an arc in my stroke. And if you don't understand what toe hang is, you want to learn a bit more about it, then spend some time myself or one of the coaches and we'll help you with that. But basically your face balance putter sits like this, and that's great for straight back and straight through arc. Slight toe hang just means you've got a little arc, heavy toe hang, like the traditional ping putters, ping answer if you like, would have a heavy toe hang, which means your arc should be quite a swinging path. You know, a putter is a grip, a shaft and a blade after all, but it's got to be what you feel good with, what you like the look of, and more importantly, what you can hold putts with. If you're not holding putts, change your putter first of all, and then make sure you get a good bit of confidence with your new putter, but make sure you get some right instruction, get the correct instruction. It could be a simple grip change, it could be a simple posture change, but get rid of the bad putter because you lost confidence with it and it's going to eat away at you. But in my opinion and in my personal experience, sitting over this putter now looks fantastic. I like that navy and white look to it. It swings very well, it balances well. It's 34 inch, and the reason for that, again, it's quite important when you're putting. Just let your hands hang in your putting posture, clap together, and wherever that putter sits in your hands should be a basic guide of where you want the club. Don't set yourself up to suit the putter. If you've got a 35, 36 inch putter and you're holding it up here because the putter's long, you might just want to spend a bit of time getting that fitted, and we can shorten it very, very easily. So that's a quick look in my bag. Like I said, a very quick look. The new clubs are coming out in the new year. I'm a TaylorMade ambassador, so I'll be looking at those, and I'll do a new what's in the bag, a bit more in depth in the new year. Just thought I'd give you a little brief glimpse of what and why at the moment. If you want to comment below with your equipment, what you're using, where you feel like you might be having a gap in your equipment, or if you're not sure about your yardages, come and speak to me and we'll see what I can help out with. Okay, back here at the weekend, it was Winter League Round 3. Saturday's winners were Tim Dunn and Raj Singh with 42 points. Well done. Sunday, over 18 holes, Colin Chatburn and Keith Riley blew the field away with 46 points. Congratulations, guys. It was a bit of a cold weekend. Well done. Course playing fantastic out there. The bunkers are all now back in play. We've had a few dry days. The greens are rolling beautifully well. There is now a new rule in place, and there's some notices around the clubhouse about what's going to happen with fairways. We're just doing a bit of fairway protection over the next few weeks, so please look out for those signs. Make sure that you do take heed and move the ball off the fairway in the zoned areas. What Greg's explained to me is in the first week there'll be a few zoned areas, second week less, and third week less again. And really the idea of that is to make golf as enjoyable as possible for the members, but also to protect this fantastic golf course. Talking of the golf course, should we nip out and have a little look on the fourth hole? Come on. Okay, I'm out here on the left of the second hole at the minute. I've just got to be careful, there are members playing down. So this is left of the second. Remember, we are moving the mound that is left of the fourth over onto the second hole. So what Greg and his team are doing here, lifting all the turf up, that's all stacked there. Going to move this big mound, as you can see. I'm just going to show you this digger, bit of graft going on here. Moving this big mound across, literally to where Greg and the guys are stood now. So we're actually moving the whole mound across onto the left here. Then this turf is going to be brought back in and put back on the mound, so you won't even notice it. The turf has been lifted off the top of the mound already, and that'll be then relayed in the gap where that is. So it's really opening up the fourth hole. We're going to have a little closer look as well because some bunker work happened, but these guys have been working very hard on this over the last few weeks. Really appreciate your patience. I know that members have had to tee off a forward tee on the fourth hole, and again there's been a few little closures on the course. However, this is all to help protect the houses on the right side of the fourth, but also to give us a slightly different way to play this fourth hole. Let's have a little closer look. Okay, so this is the ground that the turf has been lifted from. As you can see, there's the turf ready to go. It's quite a smart job as well. Greg's done a fantastic job with this. Now the digger is effectively lifting this mound, moving it from there and putting it here. So a full relocation of the mound here. These pallets of turf have been lifted nicely. Very neat job as always from Greg and the team. And then it will be relayed on this landscaped ground here. I've got to show you this, by the way. This bunker was not here last week. This is a fantastic landscaped bunker, nice riveted face. Well, that breeze is pretty cool out here now. The bunker's going along the way of the hole, which is quite nice to see as well. It's going to be a quite tricky, long, deep bunker to play out of. You do not want to be in this if you're left off 4, but this must be around about the 290 off the tee, 300 off the very back, so it will be out of play for most. We've moved the 2 bunkers that were in play out of the way, so the left side is going to be a nice bailout for members, and obviously a nice safe place to go with that mound moved across. This bunker hopefully out of reach, just be careful if you can, and bring you away from the right hand side and away from the houses. Well, I'm going to get back in because it's absolutely brutal out here. And these guys have been out here for the last few weeks with me all day doing this in all kinds of weathers. There has been a bit of frost which slowed them down yesterday, but today nice and dry and in great conditions as well. Just wanted to show you how neat this re-turfing is over here. So the bank has been re-landscaped, turf's going back on, and this will be happening all the way down. So congratulations Greg and the team. A couple of little bits. It is men's dinner this Friday night. We're looking forward to that. Should be a good event. If you haven't got your ticket yet, they are still available. Get your name down on the board in the clubhouse. Speak to Jane and the team in the office. It is a bottle comp this Saturday here as well. Forecast is nice and dry for the rest of the week, but getting a little bit wetter at the weekend. Make sure you've got your Galvins, eh? If you do enjoy the channel, thank you very much. Give us a subscribe and share, comment below, and we really appreciate your support. As you can see, I've left my woolly hats and my gloves in today. That is bitter. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you all soon.